The Derek Chauvin trial sent shockwaves across the country, and here in Philadelphia, Chauvin, a former Minneapolis police officer, was convicted of murdering George Floyd on April 20th. State Representative Darisha Parker of the 198th District was surprised to hear Chauvin was found guilty on all three accounts: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter.
For me, I'm actually still in shock. I was in Harrisburg when it happened, and you just get so numb when you hear things that are happening in real time. And to me, it just shows that finally justice has been prevailed.
Floyd's arrest was recorded by Darnella Frazier, a teenager who filmed 10 minutes of Floyd's encounter with police officers. Chauvin spent 18 years as a police officer serving the Minneapolis Police Department until the killing of Floyd on May 25, 2020. Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, was arrested on suspicion of using a counterfeit $20 bill. Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, causing Floyd to die.
It was so much evidence. It was so much evidence that was happening in this case. People could hear it, and it's a sign of the times. African Americans, we should not still be talking in a narrative that we should be free or that our lives matter and all of these type of things. No, African American, our lives matter all the time, but it just seems like conversations occur within death. And that's my problem when it comes to Black men in this criminal justice system.
President Joe Biden held a press conference after the Chauvin verdict, calling it a step in the right direction, but recognizing that it's not enough to stop systemic racism.
It was a murder in the full light of day, and it ripped the blinders off for the whole world to see. The systemic racism the Vice President just referred to. The systemic racism is a stain on our nation's soul. The knee on the neck of justice for Black Americans. Profound fear and trauma, the pain, the exhaustion that Black and brown Americans experience every single day.
The horrific death of George Floyd caused rage and uproar in America and across the country. Protests and demands for better policing were demanded and voiced to save the lives of Black and brown people in America. Leading up to the Derek Chauvin trial, businesses in Philadelphia began to board up the front of their businesses to prevent rioting and looting if Chauvin was found not guilty. Osea Beckton, a barber at Original Styles on 52nd Street in West Philadelphia, said the verdict didn't surprise him.
Expected that verdict. I think Derek Chauvin did too. I think he kind of already knew that this is how it was going to play out. I think they needed to make a statement, and I think they kind of did. We'll see when sentencing comes how legit it is.
State Representative Parker believes that the judicial system is unbalanced and Black people are still being racially discriminated against. She says Chauvin's guilty verdict is a historic moment, but she isn't calling this a celebration.
So I'm telling individuals not to celebrate, because when you celebrate, you're going to get lax on what you really have to do. There's always an important election every 6 months. And sometimes we get so caught up in that moment that we don't understand the movement.
Police Department released a statement after the Derek Chauvin verdict. It stated in part, "Now is the time to use our humanity to lift each other up and not tear our city down. We have a commitment and an obligation to serve our community and keep our citizens safe. The officers of the Minneapolis Police Department will continue to do just that. Every day and every night, we will strive to do our very best to earn your trust." While serving as a Minneapolis police officer, Chauvin received 18 complaints, but only 2 were closed with discipline according to the Minneapolis Police Department public summary. None of the complaints were dated or detailed with information. Chauvin will be sentenced on June 25th. I'm Chantale Belefante, reporting for PhillyCAM Voices.